Welcome everyone. Welcome to our webinar, which is on the topic of studying MBA in Germany. And as you know already, maybe most of you, I'm sure, know that this is the webinar from the series of subject webinars, where we have guests from specific German universities who present specific programs. As always, I'm Georgi. I'm with you. I will be the co-host / co-moderator of the webinar, mostly behind the scenes, but always there. And so long story short, for the newcomers who don't know, who are not familiar with this setting of Zoom, the webinar setting, the Q&A button is the key button for you for today's afternoon or evening. You should use the Q&A button, and it's already open until the end of the webinar to send in your questions, and then either they will be answered in the written form or we will answer them after the presentation is done, and then we'll have a live Q&A session where your questions will be addressed live. Also keep an eye on the chat because there's some interesting information will be shared as well. So long story short, let me now jump into my short presentation. So studying MBA in Germany, we were supposed, according to the agenda, as you might also have noticed when you were registering, we were supposed to have 2 universities and 2 presentations today, but the second one, 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘱, cancelled at the last note due to illness, but it will be rescheduled. So if you are interested also in this program of MBA Global Management, keep an eye on our website. We will update information in the webinar section. But despite that, we'll still have the webinar today, thankfully, and we have University of Saar from University of Saarland. It's Julia Zeni, and joined together with Johanna Kluma. And the program presented today will be MBA in European Management. Before we turn to our guests, let me quickly tell you who is behind today's webinar. So it is My German University, and we are Germany's largest database when it comes to English to study programs. We have over 2,500 degree programs, both on bachelor and master's level, and most of them are taught only in English only. And yeah, our main goal is to support international students who would like to study in Germany, and we do it through 3 key ways. One of them is through our study finder, and you can see a small version of it on the left-hand side. When you visit our website, you will be able to see the full version with all of its filters. And after applying the necessary filters or relevant filters for you, you will be able to find the best fitting program for you in a very quick manner. The second way of helping you is writing articles, different articles, of course, related to studying in Germany. It can be, for example, a topic blogged account, visa, letter of motivation, CV, and more. And yeah, all these articles are available for you for free. And last but not least, third way of helping you is through organizing webinars. We have lots of webinars during a year, over 150 webinars, and the topics also are different. It can be Uni-Assist, it can be visa, it can be scholarships, or subject webinars like the one that you have tuned in for today. And for example, today we are talking about MBA, but of course there are webinars on different topics like engineering or physics, biology, and more. You can sign up for these webinars for free by going to mygermanuniversity.com and to our webinar section, and you can attend these webinars also for free, of course. And my suggestion would be also to sign up to create an account on our webpage to be able to unlock all of the options it is able to offer you. And of course, it's also for free. And last but not least, also regarding our team, we are quite international team. We are based in Northern Germany, in Hamburg, but we are also all over Germany and all over the world, and we are constantly in different languages. And you can see some of the languages also in front of your screen. So, for those who are also into German taught study programs, who are also interested in German taught study programs, I would also suggest to check out Hochschulkompass. There you might find some interesting programs in MBA. But if you are more into English taught study programs, then My German University and our study finder should be your stop, definitely. You can see that we have around 150 degree programs for MBA, and most of them are in English only, which means that you don't need any knowledge of German to get into these programs and complete them successfully. Also, if you do not know what to expect when it comes to studying MBA in Germany, what are the rankings of universities that are offering these programs, and what are the tuition fee ranges that you should expect, so to plan your budget, for example, what are the admission, language requirements, all this kind of information, generic information you can find through our subject pages that we have for different subjects, including for MBA. And my suggestion would be also to check that out if you are the newcomer and you would like to have a bigger picture of what does it mean to study MBA in Germany. Also, there are 2 types of universities to know about. In Germany, the first type of university is Universität type of university, and in our study finder, you can control for the programs that are offered exactly by this type of university. For example, the MBA programs offered by Universität type of university, or programs offered by University of Applied Sciences. In German, it can have some different namings. You can see some variations in front of your screen. And again, in our study finder, you can control for the programs in MBA which are offered by this type of university. The question may arise, is it something, a huge difference that I should be worried about when it comes to these two types? My short answer would be no, actually not. The main key takeaway for you should be that when it comes to Universität type of university, the focus lies more on research and theory. But in case of the University of Applied Sciences, generally and usually, the focus more goes on to more application and practice. And also important, last but not least, so when you are searching for different programs, it's always important to take into account various aspects to be sure that you will find the right program for you. And one of the things also, when you're searching for the programs through our study finder, please be more flexible, relatively flexible with the wording to make sure that you are well informed of all the opportunities that Germany is able to offer you. In this case, for example, when it comes to studying MBA in Germany. All right, that was all from my side. And now let's move to the most interesting part of today's webinar. Let's move to Saarland University, to south of Germany, very close to the French border. You can see in front of your screens the map. And now Julia Seni will introduce the MBA in European Management. So let me stop my screen share and invite our speaker to the floor.
Okay, thank you very much for your informative introduction, and welcome everybody to this little seminar. And my name is Julia Seni. I am the program manager of the MBA program European Management in Germany. And it's a pleasure for me to be here today and to introduce the program to you. I'll try to keep everything quick and short so I won't lose your attention, and just point out the main characteristics of the MBA in European Management. So, let me see some key facts of the program. So the MBA is a postgraduate study program, which means that you need a first university degree in order to study the MBA. You can study our MBA program either full-time, which means within 1 year, or part-time up to 4 years. So we have a great option for flexibility here for those of you who might have a family or who might have a job and want to do their MBA studies besides doing different things such as working or looking after personal family matters. If you choose our MBA program, you will benefit from excellent education from internationally renowned experts. You will also experience up to 3 international weeks during your MBA program, all covered by the study fees. So that means that some of the courses will take place in different European countries at our partner universities, all organized by us. I will say a little bit more about that later on. And the focus of the MBA European Management is also behavioral management, which is a very modern aspect of management. And it basically means questions about how and why people and markets act the way they do, and how we can analyze those questions and make use of the knowledge of those questions and their answers while working. So the qualification of the MBA will be very hands-on, qualifying you for leading management positions in international companies around the world. So your choice of job opportunities is not going to be limited to Germany or indeed Europe, but you will be internationally qualified for high-paid management jobs in whatever companies you're interested in. Another benefit of the MBA program is that it's very restricted. So we have a maximum of 30 students for each year, which will ensure that you will be able to learn in small groups. So there's not going to be big lecturing halls. There's going to be face-to-face classes on campus in Germany, and you will be able to establish personal relationships to the lecturers, to the professors, and to your fellow students, and learn in a very small, a personal, intimate environment. As I already said in the introduction, our location is pretty strategic. So we are right at the border triangle of France, Luxembourg, and Germany, which will also open the opportunity of 3 nearby job markets to all graduates. So you will easily be able to find jobs in Luxembourg, France, and Germany if that's your country of choice, your country of residence that you want to choose as a graduate. This is our team. We have the 2 directors, the academic directors of the MBA European Management, which is who are Professor Bastian Popp, who is the chair of retail management at Saarland University, and Professor Andrea Groppe-Klein, who is the chair of marketing. So as I already said, the behavioral management aspect is a kind of the focus of the MBA European Management. So you see here again that managing within Europe means not only limited management in Europe, but companies who deal with Europe or within Europe. The characteristics, the main points here in a little list. We already talked briefly about the quality content. So the program covers all essential fields of management with a focus on behavioral management. We have a high degree of practical relevance, so there will be lots of hands-on case studies, real-life examples, there will be guest speakers, there will be excursions. We have the flexibility of the program, so you can study either full-time or part-time. We have interdisciplinarity, 15 courses altogether, covering all fields of management basics. So that means you do not necessarily need to have economic knowledge before you start your MBA. So you can have a bachelor's or a master's in a different discipline, such as maybe language or culture or biology. You will learn everything you need to know by the end of your MBA program during the MBA program. Then, of course, internationality. We have difference from all kinds of countries. We have a multicultural mix every year, which is also a great contributor to diversity and to enriching the entire study environment for all students. The learning environment will be face-to-face, so there will be no online classes. We had that during the COVID pandemic when we had to, but now, luckily, we're back to face-to-face classes, and it's great to experience the real campus student life here at a university. Something else that should be pointed out is that there is a very high learning focus. So the courses are blocked courses, which means you do not have to come here every single day to campus. You can if you want to, but you don't have to in order to attend the courses, because the courses will usually run from Wednesday to Saturday, all day long. And then there will be an examination or a paper, and that will be the course finished, which also gives more flexibility to those of you who might think about working at the same time as studying. These are the courses. So it's just a quick overview of our modules and the courses. So you see we have, for example, management basics, European basics, financial management, marketing and management, operations management, and behavioral management. And then we have the courses listed here. For example, entrepreneurship or leadership and human resource management, consumer behavior, and other courses, all of them, most of them, I have to say, running from Wednesday to Saturday as blocked seminars. This is just a quick overview of our lecturers we have. As I already said, it's a colorful mix of experts and renowned professors who we invite from different countries as well as from our own university. So you see, for example, we have Professor Andreu from the University of Valencia in Spain. We have Professor 𝘗𝘢, who's an expert in consumer behavior from Bilkent University in Turkey. We have Professor Silberberg, who's from France, as well as Professor Hosfeld. And then we also have renowned experts from different other universities in Germany, as well as our own university. Now, again, a little word about the international weeks. So what the international week means is that some of the courses out of the schedule take place in a different country. At the moment, that's the course, for example, in marketing and management in foreign countries. which takes place at the University of Valencia in Spain, which gives everybody not only just the experience, the very nice experience, I must say, of having a little holiday in beautiful Valencia. This year, our MBA students decided to stay a week longer after the course and enjoy themselves a little bit and then travel back. But also, as to the content of the course, it will give everybody great networking opportunities, because you will not only be taught the course at the University of Valencia, but you will also be able to meet the experts there, go to company visits, get to know different professors, entrepreneurs, founders, and be able to build bonds with them, which might be very helpful for future careers. The transport and the hotel costs are all covered by the study fee. So the only thing you have to do is book your flight, and the rest will be looked after by us, as well as the hotel booking for everybody. So we're on the top of the latest technological possibilities here. We make use of a lot of e-learning possibilities, which does not mean that the courses will be held online, but we will make all course materials available online. We have e-learning platforms that you can use. We have, for example, MS Teams here at the university for everybody to connect. So this is just to give you a little insight into the leading software we're using here, which is top-notch of the market at the moment. I already quickly said about the guest speakers. So we do invite experts from the working life to give speeches and talks to our students to enrich the courses. What you see here is, for example, the Minister of the European Parliament, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, who came here to give a little talk, and there's many, many more. This is just a quick insight. We also do excursions, which are included in the study fee. For example, this year we went on a 2-day trip to Brussels, all included in the fee for the MBA. So there were visits to the European Commission and the European Parliament. We also went to the Court of Justice of Human Rights, to Strasbourg and to Luxembourg. Travel, transfer, all organized by us, and the students had a great time there and learned a lot about also the course contents they learned during the courses. So here are some impressions from Saarbrücken campus. You see, if you decide to take up the MBA program, you will be a fully enrolled student of Saarland University, which means you will also be able to take advantage of all the things that the students here can do, including free language courses. If you want to learn the German language, you don't need to know German in order to study the MBA, because it's entirely in English, but you can if you want to when you're here. There's sports facilities, there's a lot of free time activities, there's pubs, there's restaurants, there's cultural activities. All this will be free to you. So now the important bit, the admission requirements and the study fees. So the study fees for the full-time version of the program are 12,000 euros, and for the part-time study, 14,500 euros. You need, in order to be accepted to the program, as I already said, a first university degree. You need at least 1 year of postgraduate professional experience. You need a proof of your ability in the English language, which can be a TOEFL or IELTS academic test. Then you need 2 letters of recommendation. A GMAT, which can be waived in some cases. If you have more than 2 years of professional experience, it can be waived. And of course, motivation. Now, the study fee, I know it sounds a lot, but indeed, there are options for making this a bit easier. So there are scholarships available. There is one scholarship called 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝘓𝑠tipendium, which is available right now. It's specifically dedicated to our MBA program. So if you are thinking about applying, then you should definitely go for that one. Then there's also prizes at the end of the MBA program. There's the UDS Beste Prize, Villa Lessing Prize, and Hans-Werner Osthoff Award, which all have specific prize money attached to them. And there's also scholarships by DAAD that will help you finance your studies. Also, the university has a career center and a welcome center, which will give you great support when looking for student jobs or part-time jobs, or even with your future career plans. All these services will be free to you. So this is just a quick overview of where our graduates are at the moment. If you're interested, you are invited to have a look at our website, where you will also find some alumni reports of how they found the program, and some videos about their career and where they are now. So these are a couple of leading companies where the MBA graduates work now in good management positions, such as BMW, which is an automotive company, same as Ford, or then SAP. Most of you will know the banking sector, and different other IT companies. This is just a random choice. So who should apply for the MBA? I'm just looking at the watch here. So the program is really tailor-made, not only for practitioners and entrepreneurs, so people who already work or want to found their own company, but also and mostly for international students, because of the multicultural and international character of the MBA. You will learn in an international team and qualify for your leading position at top management level within a group of same-minded entrepreneurial people, which you will enjoy in an academic environment. It will be very pleasing. As I already said, focus of behavioral management, you will benefit from it in your future career. You will understand how and why people and markets act the way they do, which is more or less the most important question if you want to become a manager and be successful in a company for your future. You will learn in small groups. You will gather hands-on experience with real case studies, real life examples, practical experience, teamwork, company visits, networking opportunities, networking events organized by us here and in other countries. You will experience up to 3 international weeks, and you can earn your MBA degree within 1 year or within 4 years, half-time while you're working. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope I didn't talk too much. I would like to invite everybody to visit the website. You can take a screenshot of this last slide here. You can email us anytime, or even phone. Check out the website, and now I'm looking forward to your questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Julia, for a very informative presentation. Dear attendees, you can see the website and also email in the chat as well, just in case also you want to quickly copy it. And with that, let me now switch to the live Q&A session. And Johanna, thank you very much for addressing already many questions for your help. And let me start with the remaining ones. So the question is, can I join you as a part of exchange semester from London School of Business and Finance?
Well, it is possible, yes. I mean, if you're coming for an exchange semester, you will certainly not earn your MBA with us, but it is also possible to book the courses of the MBA program as individual courses. Mm-hmm. So all of those 15 courses can be also booked individually, and it might be something that we should look into further then. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Next question from Ricky. Good afternoon. I'm a bit late. Can you please mention job perspectives, and more importantly, since I do not have blue card, can I still work in France during the studies? I know about German regulation regarding 240 days part-time limit, but is it relevant to only Germany? Thanks. A very bureaucratic question, Julia. Yeah, so no. So if you come here as an MBA student, if you get accepted to the MBA program, you will receive a student visa. Mm-hmm. So you will be here on a student visa, which will also allow you to work here. So as soon as you come here, even on a student visa, you will be able to work. Now, after the MBA program, you might already have a job, you might get headhunted, who knows, and then you can switch that visa into a working visa, and that's usually not a problem. So I've never had a student who had any problem with getting a visa in order to work here after their degree. Mm-hmm. Okay, clear. Thank you, Julia. Okay, this is already answered. But in terms of having a visa student, is it possible to work full-time while studying? Yes, that's possible. Yeah, some students actually do that. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think it was referred, Johanna, Maria had a communication with you, if I'm not mistaken. So the question was, is it still possible to work full-time? And you said that it's quite a huge load and it's a bit difficult, right? So to do this.
Johanna, is it correct?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
I think you mentioned that the courses are held. I mean, it's quite the workload is high, and that's why it might be difficult to work.
Oh, it was about the full-time program and to work full-time. So
yeah,
when it's possible to go to the courses, and it's a hard time. So, but it depends on the person, I think.
Yeah, but it's still good to have this inside information. Also, thanks. So references should be from professors or the employers.
In fact, that both are possible.
Okay.
So we need 2 letters of reference. Ideally, one would be from a former university professor and maybe one from a supervisor or your boss. So that's possible, yes.
Okay, good to know. Thanks. Are there any specific requirements for the letter of motivation?
No. It's just what's important with the letter of motivation is just state clearly and honestly why you want to do this. So what we want to know is why are you motivated to do the MBA? What's your background? Just a little bit about yourself and why you want to do our specific program. That would be the main questions.
Okay, great. Good to know. Question from Alexander. You do not require any GPA, don't you?
No. So it's not. The main thing is not about your final grade or your ranking in a percentage of your student bunch. It's about your overall ability to study an MBA. So we are not limited to looking at grades or looking at final certificate outcomes. We assess the overall characteristic of an applicant. So even if you're not the very best of your bunch, I would encourage you to apply because we look at all talents.
Okay, thank you. What about some requirements in terms of previous knowledge? Like how advanced do you expect me to be in management? I ask because I want to switch the focus of my studies.
Yeah, as I said, so our MBA is a basic management program. So in fact, you don't need to know anything about economics or management before you start the MBA, because you will learn everything you need to know during your MBA. So even if you're from a totally different field like biology or language or culture, you can still be very successful with your MBA. And that's also another point that our MBA fixes upon. If somebody from academia wants to switch to a different subject, they can use the MBA to do that and qualify in a different field.
Perfect, thanks. The question is, I have a TOEFL 107 out of 120 that I got 2.5 years ago. Will you accept it?
I'm pretty sure we would, yeah. That's a good one. I mean, It's a bit too old because usually we don't accept anything older than 2 years, but since it's such a great outcome here, I would say now we would.
Okay, good to know, thanks. Next question, is the thesis is done with company and also about recommendation? Should it be from, I think the second part you already addressed, but now the first one, is it done with company?
Usually not. It is possible if a student would like to do that with the company, it's possible, but usually there will be some suggestions for topics, and then you can choose your team or even suggest your own team, and there's no company involved usually, but it is possible if the student wants to. Okay, clear.
And follow up also, shall I send recommendations directly to you or I should include it in my application?
Well, if it's included in the application, that's probably the best one, because then we'll have it all together. So your application can either be uploaded on the website, or else you can also email me your documents directly. That's totally up to you. Okay, good. And there was also a question from Brandon. So you mentioned regarding the GMAT requirement, and Brandon was asking, is GRE accepted instead of the GMAT? Only if everything else really fits. So we usually only accept the GMAT. It can be waived in some cases if there's more than 2 years of postgraduate work experience, then we don't need it at all. Okay, yeah. Okay, clear. And regarding the payments, so is it doable to do the payments in installments? That was a question. Yes, that's possible. So you don't have to pay everything at once. there can also be individual arrangements if there's going to be smaller installments. We can talk about all of that. It's definitely possible.
Okay, clear. Thanks. And there were also some similar type of questions which I now will sum up. It was mostly from Brendan. So regarding the part-time option, will not be it a problem for those who need a visa? And is it possible to do part-time online on distance learning?
No, we don't offer online anymore.
And regarding the visa issue for the part-time, for those who need visa, can they do still part-time and come to Germany?
Yes, of course. If you choose the part-time option, you will get a student visa for longer, because you will be enrolled, right? So you will be an officially enrolled student, and as long as you can produce your enrollment certificate with the visa office, they will enhance your student visa. So you will probably get a visa for whatever time you need to finish your studies, up to 4 years.
Okay, perfect. And then there was a question from Alexander. Is there any support from the university in terms of finding the job after studies? So any specific type of support?
Yes. So we in fact have a great offer of support for students, and we have a career center which is only dedicated to student careers. So that's a whole center here at the university who will support you. We have different events here. We have, for example, the so-called Career Tuesdays. So every Tuesdays, companies would come here on campus and explain about what they do and their job offers to students. So there really is a very broad range of different supportive actions here for students to find a career and a job.
Perfect. And regarding the length of the studies, now question came in: is it possible to extend the studies if it's needed?
So if you start a full-time program, and then you find yourself in a difficult situation where you might have to swap to part-time, that's always possible. So it's always possible to switch from full-time to part-time anytime.
Okay, but if I started with part-time and it's 4 years, but I need one more extra semester because of some reasons, can I take it?
I think that will be down to the personal circumstances. So usually that's the limit. But if there's like a personal emergency or something, there's always something, can be done something.
Perfect. And the last question then for today. So it is regarding the international weeks. So is there any additional cost that students have to take into account?
No, the cost of the international weeks is all covered by the study fees already. Same goes for any excursions. The only thing you have to pay for yourself during the international week is your personal expenses, like food, for example. But the flight and the hotel, everything covered. Okay, perfect. No additional cost.
Great. Thank you very much, Julia, for very clear and comprehensive answers. Let me now share then my screen for official thank you. Thanks for Julia, and thanks to Johanna also for your presentations and for answering the questions. And thanks for attendees for tuning in. You have already the contact details in the chat. Julia also showed you in front during her presentation, and you will get also the PowerPoint presentation where you will still find the contact details. So in case you have any follow-up emails, please feel free to send it to Julia. Or, of course, if you have any general questions regarding studying in Germany, you can also get in touch always with us or visit our website. Maybe you will already find the answer there, for example, in the article section. With that being said, once again, thanks a lot and have a nice rest of the day. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.